Okay, it finally happened. The House has selected a Speaker of the House. It's Mike Johnson, a Trump ally. Just about to take off from our mommy moon over here. We had like a 24-hour getaway. But this is great that we finally have someone. But I want you to know some of the background on them. So they are, Mr. Johnson, he's an attorney. He got into his representative seat in 2017. Before that, he worked for the Louisiana state or legislature, you would call it. He worked in the 4th District of Louisiana. He is a strong supporter of a nationwide abortion ban. That's especially with what we've seen with the Supreme Court, that's been a big deal lately, as well as someone who's called for ending legal same-sex marriage. I actually think there are a lot more conservatives who are okay with same-sex marriage. Like, let people marry and be with whomever they want, right? But anyway, at the same time, he's kind of been one of those people who's been more war funding, which resonates with a lot of Republicans, but he's also open to some additional funding, indicating that, there's at least hope for the Biden administration and Democrats to actually get things done rather than having 100% gridlock. That was the tough thing. You put somebody in office in the speakership like Gates, literally nothing's going to get done for the next 2 years. Put somebody in that might have some extreme views but is supported by Trump and is somewhat liked to where they could still get the 220 votes they needed to get in. Now you can actually negotiate and get things done, right? If you have somebody who's just a pure roadblock, literally nothing gets done. The fact that he's a Trump ally, in my opinion, really reiterates that, once again, Donald Trump runs the Republican Party. It once again reiterates that he is the one that Republicans are basically, like him or not, that's your choice for running for president at this point. I think this reiterates exactly that. There's no consensus amongst an anti or alternative to Donald Trump. This is official. It's done. Great deal. He's a fiscal conservative as well, which is a big deal for a lot of Republicans. A lot of Republicans saying, look, we need to get our budget in order. This is true. We've talked about this before. Even Jerome Powell talks about this. Unsustainable level of government debt, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So the question now is, what does it mean for Israel? Well, for Israel, he's probably going to work out and negotiate some kind of additional funding deal for Israel, Ukraine, and otherwise. There's enough popularity amongst even some Republicans. Of course, people are going to vote no, but you have such a closely tied up legislature. In other words, you're so close to 50-50 Dems. If you get all the Dems on board, you don't need to convince that many Republicans to get it through, but you do need a House Speaker who's going to bring this stuff for vote to the floor. Remember, I'm a big fan of believing, or how should I phrase that? To be politically neutral here, I'm not trying to say I'm a big fan of any particular person or otherwise. I'm a big fan of having a speaker. That's the goal, right? We want to have a speaker. The gridlock is bad enough when we have a speaker, but when we literally don't even have leadership, that's a big problem. His statement is, it is an honor of a lifetime to be elected the 56th Speaker of the House. We'll see how long he lasts. The urgency to meet the demands that we face, blah, blah, blah. We got to restore trust in the body. He vows to advance a comprehensive conservative policy and combat the harmful policies of the Biden administration while supporting our allies abroad. So notice how you're kind of playing to both sides there, right? Because Biden's POV is, let's make sure we're supporting our allies abroad. And his is, we're going to combat the Biden administration. That's kind of how you get elected. But then, of course, you have to be neutral enough to actually get work done. So I think that's what we're seeing here. Again, this is a big reiteration that Donald Trump has massive power. We'll see now how these bills come to the floor and how divisive they are. We know Emmer failed yesterday to get into the speakership, but that's all over now. At this point, we want to see how legislation gets introduced and how the Republican Party could potentially get its act together at this point. Frankly, if you're a Republican, you want to see Republicans succeed. What you would hope for now is unanimity amongst Republicans. That's always been the hard part to get, though. So we'll see if we can get that. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Make sure to check out the new Burst Pro courses linked down below and the November 1st deadline for HouseHack. See you soon. Bye.